Hi everyone, today I'm here to share part 2 of my 2022 Christmas in July. And like I said in my previous video, I'm sharing the items I made for my advent swap in 2020. And so for day 4 I made a diaper fold pouch. But from looking at this, it looks like I used a full 8x8 piece of paper. And this one was from the Papers by Chloe, printed with gold foil accents pad. And so first of all I took the piece of paper and I folded it in half diagonally. Next I take the top point and I bring it down to the bottom fold line. Next I'll lift that folded piece back up and then I'll bring in both sides at the bottom, again into a sort of triangular shape so that they meet in the middle. And then you bring that top fold back down again. And that really is all it takes to make a diaper fold. Now because I use single-sided paper, the inside of the diaper fold was blank. If you use double-sided paper you won't have this problem and you can just skip this step. But I didn't want to leave the inside white, so I used some glitter cardstock and another paper from the paper pad to decorate the inside of the diaper fold as well. And I just used the diaper fold that I'd already made to draw lines onto the glitter cardstock and to the paper as a guide so that I'd be able to cut out the right size inserts. And once I cut the inserts out, I used double-sided tape to stick them onto the front and the inside of the diaper fold. And that covered up those white spaces nicely. Next I used the Papercraft Winter Sparkles decoupage pad to make some Christmassy elements to go inside of the diaper fold. And I used foam pads with the decoupage pieces to give them dimension. So this one's a tag, so I had a bit of sparkly ribbon to it as well. Then I go back to making some more decoupage pieces. So I did go ahead and make a second diaper fold. I only sent one out in the advent swap, I believe. I can't remember when I sent the other one out. I'm pretty sure I did send it out as Happy Mail or in another swap at some point. But I think I couldn't decide what I wanted to go into the first pocket. So I made two. And it just made it easier for me to decide which decoupage pieces were going in which pocket. So once I've finished making decoupage elements, I start to arrange them into the pockets. And so I used the Papercraft Winter Sparkles paper pad to make some mini bows, and then I also made these sort of button cabochons as well. And I put them into little pockets that I've made with my We Are Memory Keepers fuse tool. So once I'd added little toppers to both of the little bags, I used some of the decoupage pieces and also some of these little toppers, which are again from the Winter Sparkles collection, just to cover my staples, and it also makes the packaging a little prettier too. And once that's done, I just put everything into a little plastic wallet, which makes it easier to wrap. And then I just go ahead and wrap it in some tissue paper. Once I've got the tissue paper on, I add a little ribbon and then I add a number 4 as well. And I've added the 4 onto a die cut circle and I just tie it onto the parcel. For day 5 I decorate a craft card box. So these are pre-made boxes that I bought quite a while back and I've still got quite a few of them. and I always like to decorate them to put little gifts in because I think it works really well. And so I just cut some papers down to the size of the sides of the box, and I just tape them all down. And I take a couple of toppers as well, and I add one to the front of the box and to the top panel as well. I think these papers and the toppers were from a magazine freebie. Once all the sides have got pattern paper on and the top's got its topper, I build the box and then I fill it with some chocolatey treats. I didn't have any shredded tissue paper and I wanted shredded paper to go in the top, so I just made my own by cutting some strips of tissue paper. And once that's done, I just add a number 5 to the top of the box. And that was day 5. So for day 6, I make this little Happy Mail pocket. And unfortunately, I haven't got the measurements for it. I can't remember what tutorial I used to make this, but I definitely will have used a tutorial. It's not something that I've come up with on my own. But it looks like it might be a 12 by 12 piece of paper. I'm not sure if it's been cut down at all. And it looks like it's been divided into 8 rectangular sections. You can see I've drawn all the lines on the parts where I want to cut out. And then I'm just going ahead and cutting out the parts that I want cutting out. Looking back on these videos, I love how I just cut things out with scissors. Now I use like a trimmer or my guillotine all the time because I want it to be sort of perfectly straight. And when I look back on some of these, I kind of wish that I was a bit more relaxed about it like I was then, and I think I'm going to try and adopt that a little bit more because looking at the finished products, they still look good, and I think I just try and strive for perfection just a bit too much. I should remember that it's about fun as well, crafting. It shouldn't be frustrating and everything doesn't have to be perfect. That's not really what handmade is all about. But I couldn't even remember making this until I looked at the video today. And I really like it, so it's probably something that I'll recreate. It'd be great if I had the measurements. I might have to try and find the YouTube tutorial again. And you can see now how the pocket kind of folds in half like that. And then I add some tape to the side to secure it there. And I'm guessing I did the other side as well, but I haven't got any footage for that. Next I add some die cuts into some little bags that I've made, and again I add bag toppers. The little boy and the little girl under the lamp is a tattered lace die, and the Christmas trees are first edition, I believe. And I used some embossing powder on them, so I used an embossing pad all over the die cuts, and then I used a really glittery embossing powder to make them even more festive. So I've sped the next bit up quite a bit because I'm arranging all the ephemera on the front of the pockets and into the pockets, and I do arrange it quite a bit until I get it laid out how I like it. So that's why I've sped up this bit more than I usually do. I'm really indecisive when I'm making things. It takes me way longer than it should because I keep repositioning things and trying to decide where things need to go. So once I've decided where everything is going, I take some ribbon, and this ribbon is Stampin' Up ribbon, and I just tie the little pocket together with a bow. So now you can see I've trimmed off some of the excess ribbon so that the bow is quite neat. And then I'm popping a number 6 on a die cut circle onto the front of the little folder. And that is it. That is days 4, 5 and 6 of my Advent swap from 2020. I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a like and don't forget to subscribe if you don't already do so. Thanks for watching everyone. Bye.